What do you know about Agunah?
Agunah means that the husband does not want to give a divorce. There's a lot of people around there, they have this problem. A lot of ladies like that. A lot. I don't know what's going on, how much and what and when. I mean, I'm just hearing a lot. The papers are busy with it, explaining what is going on about that. Not everyone knows about it. I hope so. People don't know too much about it. It shouldn't be so much around. Shouldn't know anything about it, in my opinion.
Agunah is a Hebrew word, and it's literally translated. It means to be chained or anchored to someone or something. And basically, it refers to a Jewish woman who is trapped in a dead marriage, whose husband will not free her by giving her a Jewish divorce.
The crux of the issue is the construction of Orthodox Jewish marriage as a transaction in which the groom acquires a wife.
Today, unfortunately, you have many men that use the get, which is the Jewish divorce document, as a means of extortion, and they force women to give in to ridiculous demands in terms of possessions, children, visitation rights, by demanding that they give up everything they have just to get free from them.
According to Orthodox Jewish law, the only way a Jewish marriage can be ended is if one of the spouses dies, or if the man gives a woman a get, a Jewish divorce. If for any reason a man refuses to give the get, the woman is chained or anchored to him until he changes his mind.
And that's really the root of the whole problem. Now, if you speak about it in a very gross manner, it's not as if he acquires a car or he acquires a house. The woman has rights and he has obligations to her. But nevertheless, when the marriage breaks down, it boils down to the fact that the husband has acquired the wife, and the wife is the passive party in the transaction.
I was brought up in an Orthodox Jewish home. For 12 years I attended Orthodox Jewish schools, and in high school I attended an Orthodox Jewish girls' high school. And never in my 12 years of Jewish learning was I ever given the feeling that I, as a woman, when I would get married, would I ever have a problem if, God forbid, my marriage should fall apart? Would I ever have a problem of being free? It never occurred to me. It was never taught to me in that way. It was never emphasized, so I never gave it a second thought.
It's been a situation for a long time. I mean, you read about it, and it's something that you always know it's there. I mean, it's just very sad when it's somebody that you know.
So you were brought up knowing about the problem even before you got married?
Not so much, not so aware of it, because you're not into those things when you're younger.
Clearly are separately defined roles for women, although more and more in this 20th and 21st century, women are increasingly able to move into those sectors that were once considered exclusively male. There are a lot more women scholars now, and that has moved some of the issues of women in Orthodox Judaism higher up on the agenda, because women now have the tools. Within Orthodox Judaism, knowledge is power.
The Rabbanim of today have to take a stronger stance to protect women's rights and not give in to the powerful lobby of the husband and the husband's family. Definitely the husband has the upper hand today. You hear it all over.
Now, there are times, but very infrequently, when a rabbinical court, an Orthodox rabbinical court, will act to annul a marriage when a husband refuses to grant the get. But that is very infrequently.
Those rabbis who are very strict in their interpretation of Jewish law, and perhaps a better word is to say uncreative in their interpretation of Jewish law, simply say that this risk to a woman of becoming an Agunah when she marries is unavoidable.
In the Talmud, in the books of Jewish law, if there is a business contract, and if there is something fraudulent about that contract, and it's found out after the item has been sold. For example, if someone sells someone a car but neglected to tell them that there's something wrong with the motor, and the seller knew about that, and then after the sale the buyer discovered there was something wrong with the car, that contract is null and void, and the seller has to give the buyer back his money. Well, that concept applies to marriage as well.
Whereas my approach, and that of the rabbis who I'm very happy to be working with, is that marriage contains within it the implicit assumption that there will be mutual respect and a minimal level of decency in terms of how the spouses treat each other. And if those minimum standards are violated, then the marriage can be dissolved, that the husband does not retain his right to hold the woman captive. And it's around that debate that the whole controversy revolves.